if I made this kind of new year resolution that I'm gonna become fluent English speaker, I'm gonna speak very fluent English. But as another year passes, you find yourself that you haven't become a fluent English speaker, and you feel like fear, you feel like unhappy. So no fear, because in this video I would like to share some tips that will help you a lot to improve your fluency, that will help you to become fluent in this English language. So guys, if you want to speak very fluent English in 2025, so this video is for you, because from this video you can learn, you cannot learn. I'm not talking about learning English language, I'm talking about speaking fluent English, because this is the topic of speaker, this is the things of English speaker. I'm not gonna teach you how to speak English, but I'm gonna make you able to speak in English like fluency as I am speaking. So earlier I was not having this much fluency, but after following some effective strategy, I got this fluency. So that strategy I'm gonna share with you. So you must watch this video until it ends. But before that, let me explain about me. My name is Chandrakala Verma from Learn English with Kala, and guys, in this video I would like to help you to get your fluency for English speaking. I know that you have been trying to speak in English language for a long time, but still you are not able to find your fluency. So that is why I'm here to share my effective strategy. After following that strategy, you can have a look at me that how fluent English I'm speaking right now. Earlier I was not having, you can watch my earlier video. In that video I was just speaking very slow, but in this video I'm just framing words, sentences, I'm going and I'm just speaking those all words without thinking. So how will you speak like this? If you want to speak, so please complete this video, complete this series of tips. So guys, without any further ado, let's talk about my first tip. So my first tip goes to you, goes to all English learner who really want to speak in English language in 2025, that is listening podcast video. Yes, my highly recommendation is to all of you that just start watching podcast video. From podcast you can improve yourself, as I have improved. Earlier I was not having knowledge about podcast, but when I started watching podcast video, when I started listening, so after that I found myself that I can speak like this. But the main thing was that I had no that fluency. They were speaking very fluent English, but that time I know I was able to understand everything. I was able to speak in slow motion that time, but that time I had no fluency. But after watching podcast, after as I uh, continued my watching podcast video, so I found this fluency. I got this fluency by watching podcast video. So first question, I got that how did you improve your English, how did you improve your fluency by watching podcast? Podcast means only just like simple English videos. So guys, my dear, my friends, I would like to say that podcast video is not only a simple video, that is emotion, that is real conversation. In that podcast, two people talks to each other in practical way, in a normal way, but they use effective and framing words they use. So from podcast video you will know how to frame words, how to frame sentences, how to speak English easily but with fluency. In the podcast video, two people talks to each other very normally, but they use very advanced structure, they use very advanced structure in simple way that can be understand by anyone. Okay, so that is why I'm requesting, I'm suggesting, please watch English podcast video. That will help you a lot to improve your fluency, as well as you will become fluent English speaker as you keep watching podcast video. From podcast you will learn how to speak normal English with fluency, because you must have watched American English speaker, you must have watched very fluent English speaker. They speaks English, they use simple words but effective way. So you need to understand that effective way, how did they get that things? They haven't get that things from their childhood, they got by practicing, by knowing the effective way of learning. Okay, so you don't need to learn English, you need to focus on your fluency. If you want to speak fluent English, if you want to be a proficient English speaker, so you need to understand the right way of learning, you need to understand the right way of speaking. Okay, so my highly recommendation to all of you that please start watching podcast video, and engage yourself in that podcast, try to answer their questions, whatever kind of question they ask, and they whatever kind of answer they give to each other. So just while watching podcast video, put a copy and pen, just note it down their all question, and after that try to speak with yourself, try to ask yourself, and try to answer by yourself with the fluency, by maintaining fluency. Okay, so this was my first strategy. After following this, I'm able to speak this much fluent English. I will follow this over the last uh, there is nothing like ending. Learning cannot be stopped by anyone. I always try to give my best, I always try to give my best, I will always try to make myself best. Okay, so this was my first strategy, and if I talk about second strategy for becoming a fluent English speaker, so that is engage yourself in English. Yes, engage yourself in English. Why am I saying this? Because I have seen so many learners, they do their practice at least 1 or 2 hour, and after that they forget what they do, what they have done for practicing, for improving their speaking skill. So you don't need to do this mistake. Just whenever you do your practice, like watching videos, speaking, reading, writing, anything, whenever you do, after that you don't need to forget that things. You need to remember that whatever you have done, do you remember that things or not, can you recognize that word or not. So my main motto is that whenever you watch video, suppose that after watching this video, do not forget this thing, that whatever you are learning from this video, do not forget it. Just a remind that what kind of words you will gain from this video. Just a remind that what kind of words you have gained from this video after completing this video. Okay, after watching videos, after watching anything, just remember words, just try to frame sentences by yourself. After watching this video, like I'm giving top tips for becoming fluent English speaker, so you can frame words according to your level. Okay, in this way you will engage yourself in English language. Always you will find yourself in English environment. It will help you a lot to improve your fluency, as well as you will find yourself in English. Always you will like to speak in English language. Okay, so this was second strategy and I followed, and I really suggest you to follow this strategy. Engage yourself in English, and mostly learner, they do practice. After that they start doing another work. They start talking in their local language. So this strategy will not work if you do these things every day. Engage yourself in English means just think in English, do all your work in English. Whenever you talk to your family members, your friends, talk in English. It does not matter they are able to understand. Sometimes you can use your local language, but mostly highly you will need to use English words. Okay, so this was second strategy. And if I talk about third strategy, so write down every day. Write down every day means whatever you watch in a video. After that, after not after that, while watching videos, you must have copy or a pen. You must have notebook that time, and just by watching videos, whenever you find yourself that you are not able to understand any words, you can note down, and after completing that video, you can search on Google. There is internet, everything is available on internet, so you can search there and you will find the meaning of that word. In this way you will improve your writing, you will improve your watching practice, as well as you will improve your knowledge for English language. Okay, so this was effective strategies that you need to follow for becoming fluent English speaker. For achieving fluency, it does not matter that you must have to speak without skipping, without hesitating, without fumbling. You need to speak. No, not at all. Fluency means speaking with proficiency, speaking English with proficiency as well as in correct way. If I speak English in wrong way, so what will be the use of my fluency? Because I'm not able to convey my thoughts. If suppose I just want to give you an example of fluency, fluent English speaker. Okay, if you want to speak fluent English, so what will be the use of your fluency if you will find yourself, if you find yourself that you are not able to convey your thoughts in English? Suppose that I want to talk with my friends, with my colleagues in English, but if I find that I'm not able to convey my thoughts as I want, and I will just speak fluent English without making them understand, so what will be the use of my fluency? So speak English with proficiency, with fluency. You will need to maintain your fluency as well as proficiency. This is the meaning of fluent English. Okay, so just apply this strategy, and after that just you will find your result. Because I'm here like an example, I have followed this, and after that I got this much fluency. I cannot say that I'm very fluent English speaker, not at all. I'm just trying my level best, and definitely day by day I will be improving myself. So guys, new year, happy new year in advance. And in this new year, just to take resolution that I will speak fluent English speaker, I will become fluent English speaker. I will apply new methods for improving myself. Focus on your improving. Okay, so this was the thing that I wanted to share, and I will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.